Alright guys, I didn't want to admit this, but I've actually switched rackets again. Last year I switched to the Head Extreme Pro racket that I have loved and I've had a deep connection with over many years really, because as you guys know I also use the Head Extreme Tour as well for quite some time. I switched back to this racket at the beginning of last year, going to my last year of college tennis, and I thought I had a super deep connection with it, which I did, and I thought it was the one, but it turns out it wasn't the one. So now I'm done college tennis, and I've recently picked up another racket. And this is a racket that I have reviewed on the channel before. This is the Wilson Blade V9. And I did review it last year. You guys can check out that review. At the time, I did not think this racket would be one that I would be switching to. But I picked this racket up as soon as I came home, and I have had a huge change of heart with this racket. And maybe we'll save that for a little bit of a future video, but really everything from the direct feel, the precision, the control, the power and spin ratio that I get out of this racket really is amazing. And it just really feels like an extension of my arm. And my dad was even on me about this racket, as in the Blade V9, because this is actually the racket that he's been using over the last year. Actually, ever since I did that initial review, he took that review racket and started playing with it and loved it. And he's been just saying, oh, you should really try the Blade again. I really think you could like it. And you know what? I did end up liking it. I made a couple minor customizations. If you guys are interested in seeing a full customization of what I do with the Blade, I can totally show you that in another video. It isn't a crazy customization. I'm trying to stay away from the crazy customizations now. Rackets are becoming so good in stock form, and I think minor tweaks to rackets is really all you need now to fix, or sorry, to, you know, tailor a racket to one's game. But back to the review that I did do on this particular racket over a year ago now. I think I made a mistake in the string setup that I put in it. At the time I was using Super Toro in a full bed, and that string did not perform super well for me in this particular racket. I've also added a little too much weight. And just a quick break, guys. I've been back home here for some time. Tennis has been a major part of my life over these last 14 years. I've been playing tennis since I've been 7 years old. And, you know, I've had some time to reflect, and I've started a new hobby actually. I've been getting into mixing and creating music. So I started an Instagram account. I've started a YouTube page as of like yesterday. So if you guys want to know about more, go like and subscribe. Go give the Instagram a follow. My name is CADER. I'm really into the DJ stuff right now, so go give your guys some support there, and yeah, follow along the journey with something else that's other than tennis. But anyway, back to the Blade. To the frame, I overdid it. I overkilled it when it came to the demo process. It wasn't a bad demo. I just didn't have that same feeling as I do now with this racket. I even played with this racket for like a week or so at the end of last summer, and I did really like it then, but wasn't feeling a switch, the switch vibes then, and then that's when I was full committing to this guy for some time. Yeah, a lot has happened here in the last 2 weeks. I have fully made the switch to this. This is the racket that I will be moving with forward, I think, for quite some time. I know I probably said that about this racket, but there is something about this racket right now that I can't really get out of my head. It really just feels like home. Everything is just unreal, and I'm just trying to explain in the best way I can about this racket in a pretty excited and monotone way. In a way, it just beats everything I've ever played with before, and I think, yeah, it's the one right now. I'm struggling to find the words even to say, because every time I go out and play with this racket, I've been playing with it for a couple months now, I just have not said anything because I was honestly scared to say something, because I know that I talked about these really not too long ago. But yeah, every time I go out and play with this racket, it feels like that honeymoon stage with a racket. And I have that every time I play with this racket. And I think that that's like crazy, because I've never had that before. especially when I play with my Radicals or the Extreme Tours or the Extreme Pros. I really love those rackets, and I think they're great rackets. But once you start settling into a racket, it doesn't feel special anymore. There's something about that when you get a new racket and it feels so good and you do really like it. But then with this one, every time I play with it, I have that feeling of it's a brand new racket and it just feels so crispy. And I have that excitement every time I play with it. So I think that's really special to note. I don't know why. I don't know why now. I don't know why it's clicking now. But yeah, there's a lot more that I can go into from a technical standpoint of the racket, of why I think it works for me, and customization and all of that other good stuff. So if you want to know that, I'm happy to make another video and a part 2 that will be diving into all the technical details, the string setup, what I string at, etc. But for now, we're going to leave it at that. I have officially made the switch to the Blade V9. I will be using this in all the tournaments upcoming this year. So all the open tournaments, I will try to transition into some pro tennis this fall. I've already played 2 pro tournaments. This is the racket that will be in my bag. Also on the doubles court as well. This one feels really good. I'm going to be trying to play a lot of doubles as well. I think that could be the path that I ultimately go down to as far as a tennis player. So this racket also feels amazing up at the net. So I don't want to give too many details away and why I really love this racket, because I'm sure I'm going to make another video about it. But in the comments below, let me know if you guys have ever had a racket where you just feel like this is the one. It's so funny because I'm like geeking out about a racket right now, and I'm like smiling and I'm looking at it like it's a significant other. It's really funny. But anyway, Wilson Blade V9, I don't even want to say that I'm making the switch. It's almost like I'm in love with this one, and I'm staying with this one for some time now, and I don't really see any changes in the future. So we're going to see you guys in the next video, but for now, yeah, go play some tennis, and I hope you can find the one.